Welcome. This is going to be a very short one. Because today I very much because I have to be running to work today. Oh god, what a mess. The fuck is this? Hmm. I see the nose is cool, but there's some work to be done everywhere else. Yeah, so today I have to go in an extraordinary manner to my office. I don't like that it happened, but kinda okay, I guess. Sometimes it happens. Don't particularly enjoying going into the mm, on site. I would say it really resembles as a like a waste of time. I don't know. I kind of understand that some days and some things are way better said in a i- in presence, but you know the office is loud. The office is far away. But even if it was closed, now I have to stream less because this day I have to be in the office. Now I feel like I don't have the right to complain because most of the times I'm doing very much not being in the office. So this complaining sounds a little or a lot stupid. And I do realize that. But some things that I want to complain. This is the correct place to yap about and complain about stuff. Mm. Not at all the reference. Starting from this. So, to be back to Inktober. Oh, this is way too weird. I think I have to make his shoulder even lower. Maybe I can do something like this. Pick it up. Put it like down here. Then we can pick up his arm. Rotate it a bit. And then yeah, this looks good. Let's connect some dots. So there's the chest. It's a little bit wider. Looks legit. This pose is hard. I did not make my life very easy. It tends to happen a lot at this moment in this challenge. I would say that is necessarily such a bad thing. Because it did made me improve like a lot. So all in all, I think it has way more positives than negatives. That's good. They're the same height. Damn, I'm gonna say that the nose form it's actually sick. I actually wanna keep as much of this form as possible because that slapped. Oh yes. Maybe the eyes should look like in a much more similar way. Oh yes, that's great. Except for the mouth. The mouth is out of place. Like by a lot. Amazing. Now the hairs were going to be some details that I will keep for the last, I think. Nah. Today I'm in a uncharacteristically good mood on challenging stuff. Maybe because yesterday I actually didn't drill, so perhaps that helped me out a little. So his cranium is doing something like this. He have like big swirls of hair. So I think like starting here and going here, I'm gonna make like a little bun on the top. Maybe this bun, yeah, like this. Then we're gonna close another one. Ciao, ma. I'm gonna keep them very wavy. Even this one, I think they give the wrong idea if they're not even a little bit wavier. Then we can swirl it like that. I'm gonna try to follow the head. Yeah, I tend to be very repetitive with my style, but if you can make them like a little bouncier, it looks different and looks a little better. God damn it. On. Ciao. Ma no, io sto plastica fast. O io da. O io una volta ogni tanto. Da che avrei so puno, punda. Possono ignorarla come possono prenderla. Ciao. Yeah, so there's that. Okay then. So I think now I'm gonna work on the arm. Yeah, also this hair will be like. It's going to be some strains up in the air. Oh yes, he is very stressed. Extremely stressed. Now, hands, if I remember correctly, there should always be around, so a hand covers most of the face. So the hands, now his mouth is open, so I should cut down maybe to the, yeah, that should be longer. I need a better catching up on how hands should feel. Then this is going to be swirl up. I'm gonna make like the form of the fingers. Do we dare to actually inform that? I think we do. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. This shit is raspier and raspy, like what? Okay. 1, 2, 3, finger 4. Brother, okay, I think I may have exaggerated it. Let's see. Just a tiny bit. Let's move it a teeny tiny to the back. Mm-hmm. 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 I don't know. There's something that's bothering me. Like there is something. I think that the fingers don't have enough style. They're way too straight. Maybe better, perhaps. Fucking no. I sure as hell know that I ain't inking shit today. Disappointing, not gonna lie. But too bad, that's life. I was about to say, how do I justify this feeling longer than the other one? And the answer is I'm not justifying it. The answer is by simply not doing it. Okay. Honestly, the random chaos thrown around hand they made at the top of the file is way better than the I've committed to this hand bottom, which is, by the way, infuriating. No, it leads me to believe more and more that overthinking is really the biggest problem most of the time. Like not even what you're drawing, but the fact that I'm overthinking what I'm drawing. Now suddenly everything is more crooked than it should be. I want to keep the blocks. I can discount a bunch of this. And add the clothes and shit like that. Maybe make it look a little less crooked. answer my girlfriend because that's something that you have to do. Always keep people present. Okay, very well. I say this pose is really breaking my messing with my head like a lot. Let's start by addressing the shirt in the room. Okay, now for the how the fuck does I don't know how this is called. 100% honest, I have no idea what's the name of this. Like that thing that you put around when you cook. You don't spill food over yourself. I'm gonna find an apron. Oh, so that's what an apron is. There's some words that float in my head, but I don't quite remember. I don't know where I learned them. Like sometimes they just be sitting there. So that's what an apron is. Good to know, brother. Good to know. Okay, so the head looks good. I put in some clothes. Should be putting in some more. Like a little bit of life into his gigantic arms. This one are actually kind of gestured. And I think we go back to the normal opacity. We slap the layer below. And then we start to work with the pants and all that intertwines about the pants. Like the couple things that do make sense, like the things that I want to put in the scene. Then we're gonna move on to. So the part behind him, I want it to be like some grayish. Maybe I could experiment with some low res murder the mic so I don't explode anyone's ears. I want to explore with some low res backgrounds, just some solid feelings. So this pan is fine. This pan is nice. And the top part, I think that's great. Now, luckily for me, pans are quite easy. Luckily for me, they have to be also kind of tall. Okay. Fucking. So pan one, that's good. There's a bigger one here that I love the idea of. So that's okay. Now the one between its hands. I'm not super sure if this is going to make everything way too busy. Okay. So there's this. Very well. And there's more shit, but actually the most important path is that I align them on some kind of grid. This is where there's a fire, this is where there's a fire, and I guess that actually if this is where there's a fire, yeah, this doesn't look convincing. This looks cool. Hey, Runner Bean, welcome. Thanks. This is the reference. Oh my god, everything exploded. This is the reference. So trying to pick and choose some better, like what to put. I don't wanna sit like the other days for 15 years and try to get some things going. How's your day, my man? Did they fix? I have no idea what rowdy means. Does it mean shouty? I had no idea either. Google and Cambridge provided different definitions. I settled on it was angry and aggressive, something like that. So I took someone that looked angry and wanted to hurt you, and he looks like he wants to hurt me. Okay, it's not just me. I don't think it's I don't think it's a word that's common as now. I'm not an English native first speaker, but I read a lot, so never encountered rowdy. Never. This this Inktober actually does have a lot of words. I did learn a lot of words. I have no excuse. I'm British. No, so see, so this is not a common word, because sometimes I think, okay, maybe it's not. I'm not native, so it just will happen that sometimes some word won't make sense. So now this years it was they tried to prove a point. They tried to teach some English. Not contrary, because my speaking yet needs work. So if I can make a bigger vocabulary, it's great. Most of the time, the understanding is easy because I can infer from the conversation what's going on. You speak English, my friend. Thanks, man. Twitch has been a great hand because it really forces me to recall words. Like when you read, you don't really recall them. It's my girlfriend told me about this, that there are two different memories. So there's the active memory and the passive memory. So the active one, Twitch is being a great deal to help out. Hey, thank you for the follow. Thank you very much. 79th. It's great to have friends around. So yeah, Twitch helped a lot because there's a lot of people to speak with, some more broad people. I live in Italy. Runner Bean 79 sounds great. Is it 36? Does it have a meaning, or I doubt you're like 19-year-old. Can't tell. Wait, so 74 plus 25. I doubt you're 97 years old. It's just like a random number. Mine is boring. Mine is the age. It was a time when I played PS3 that everybody had the nickname coded in the age. So that's where Mr. Dima, that's where 98 comes. While the Mister, because my name is Dima, the Mister comes from I was studying English, and our teacher told us about these apparatives, Mr., Mrs., and etc., the short versions. And I was like, Mr. Dima, that sounds eloquent. Sound like an adult. I like that. Let's put it in my name. Now it's cringe. Now that I'm an adult, it's very cringe. But it was good times. Actually, no, my high school sucked for the most part, but it wasn't high school related. Like most of the times, I had great times to hang out with anyone, so it wasn't like high school hits hard. It was more like everything sucked, and plus you were in high school with high schoolers, and you had to interact. Not a great thing. I think I have enough to ink. I need to know is in a championship fight to death with 40. Oh god, I don't have the chat very view. With 40 beans, only one. Number 36 made it out. Okay, that sounds like a very interesting backstory. No, man, Twitch has been great. I never really gave it a thought before, like last year. Started with doing programming. I'm a coder by day. And that sucked because I couldn't, by the love of me, speak and program. Plus, by comic book, I should be working a lot on my. I'm writing a comic book, so I should be working on it. And I was procrastinating because I'm very insecure. A coder and an artist, are you going to break into the games industry? That I doubt. I haven't been playing games. I played Hollow Knight last month, but there's something about games that makes me wanna quit them at some point. I think I'm in a weird spot with games where if it's too difficult, I don't bother. If it's too easy, doesn't really work for me. So maybe if I get some good story game, that should excite me a lot more. Hopefully, if games weren't so expensive to make, I would have definitely made a game on inside the universe of my game, of my comic book. I feel you. I love designing character for games, but when it comes to sitting and playing them for hours, I get bored. Yeah, man, same. I don't know if like it's the productive mania, or in my case, I think that every time the thing that about drawing that really speaks to me more is because this is some skill that you catch, and when you do something and you finish some project or a character design, a character sheet, a drawing, it just feels so much more satisfying. It is harder, it is by a lot, but the satisfaction to get in the end is way more than the games. So I always find myself like, yeah, I could be just drawing, or even watching a movie sounds better because I still interested into getting more and more ideas to shove in the comic book. So as of now, maybe if I could finish some story ones, like I've seen the Kill the Princess game, like that looked sick. Fortunately, I spoiled myself with everything, but Kill the Princess sounds like that kind of game that will ignite a spark. The closest thing of a game, if I get to put in the schedule, because a comic book is it's gonna be a very long project, would be like the ability to go and speak inside the comic book world. Like that sounds a unique thing that I can do, since there's this crossover of talents, of uh, of interest. I used to be like, I started with programming because I used to be very passionate about it. Not when I finished, but when I was in college, that sucked balls. I didn't touch a PC outside except for gaming. But right afterwards, I actually did end up getting passionate, and the industry sucked me out of this passion. Just because at work, people don't really care about it. So I stopped caring with them, which is kind of sad, not the less sad. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, because when people don't appreciate, it saddens me as well. Because if the good work isn't being appreciated and you always end up relying on get it done, it really sucks the fun out of it. So my remedy is to getting back balls deep in drawing. I want to give this comic book thing a shot. So right now, I'm still on thinking on the script. Man, I started the script in 2019. My GF went like, she was like, "Do you have an idea for a comic book?" And I was, "Yes, I have, like a big idea." She put me in front of a Word document and said, "Okay, let's go." And I was like, "Okay, I had an idea, but it now it sounds way too official." And since then, we are basically 80%. Yeah, she's a treasure. It's been great. And actually now I repay the favor because she's more a book kind. So yes, when we write together, this especially because I'm writing a battle shonen, or not necessarily a shonen, but battle heavy. She's not very interested into that, and I said, "Man, you know how to write? Just start writing." And little by little, I'm helping her get rid of the scary part of writing. That's very cute to do that together. Oh yes, that's amazing. We get to discuss. It's great because she's the only one that knows the story as much as me. So we get to discuss, like we have sometimes a problem, and I was like, okay, how the fuck do we solve this? How do we make this make sense? And just a good activity to have. Like even then, watching movies or going to eat, sometimes it gets old. It's nice to stay in house, be cozy, and either we write our comic book or I draw and I stay beside her as she writes. And when she's finished, I read, I give her a couple of hints. Because story wise, I could shit like 20 stories a day. No joke. I don't know why, but it never bothered me to go very to get ideas out. I find that extremely easy. So I have very easy to keep working on them. So this 6 year business is very surprising, very pleasant, but surprising. Hopefully by the next year, I would start production. Right now we're sitting at 27 chapters. So that's part one. I think unless I messed it up, should be somewhere between 20 and 30, depending on how I'm gonna render them out. And sometime next year, hopefully, we work on designing the characters. And after that, it would be the... After the characters, I think I'm just gonna start. I wanted to do some short stories. Just because, I know, you do character design, so I don't... That there's still something, like when you do something like character design or doing something that is very approachable to give the opinions of others, that helps a little. In my case, there's a big some issues that I can't really help make them. Not a lot of people will want to read a script, like a Hollywood kind of script. So that really makes it hard to understand, am I getting the beats and the feeling of the stories? Like, is that something that's been going good, or is that something that I'm missing and I don't know that I'm missing? Now, naturally, as you probably are thinking, yes, the best way is just to get it done and get it working. But if I can get just a tiny bit better result, I wish that what comes out is the best I can matter at the moment before writing anything. I'm just lurking whilst I get ready for work. Oh, sure. Feel feel great to do that. Don't worry. It is. I'm already happy that you sprung on some messages. I can yap for days, so be on your way. I also will go to work like in 20 minutes. I have to get ready. Don't ever feel like you need to chat. Twitch started because I can speak for like 4 people, so I had to learn to chill out. Like later in life, I had some discussions with friends, and they were like, not specific about me yapping. They were more concerned about what I was yapping, but still, think a metric of growth that I put for myself is, yes, I should balance how much I'm inside the conversation. Not here, which is a great place where I can just go to town. That's one big appeal. But in general, I'm trying little by little to pace myself more and be even a little more present. Because I did notice myself waiting to speak instead of concentrating on what the other person says. Now, to be fair, some persons are boring. Like, I have boring friends. Like sometimes you really want it to be over. Not because I don't like them necessarily, but not everybody is a great storyteller. There are some people that really want to share, but then when they share, you're like, man, this story would have been great, but you ruin it. Like, I wish to go back and say it by myself because you actually ruin it. Yeah, like, that's not a bad thing. I don't think that everybody has to be a great storyteller. I understand this completely. But sometimes, like, I have some friends that they're very specific with what they do, and they will tell you something cool that they're doing, but they go so specific on what the fuck is going on. And I want to tell, man, I get it. I like you. I like what you do. I don't like how you put this into words. I don't like how you express yourself. Can you tone it down to a level in which, since it's not my passion, it's your passion, I can understand the feelings? Like, give me the feelings, and I'm gonna work out the details, because the details are not what I'm here for. I'm here for your day and how it went and why it went and why it made you feel the way that it made you feel. Trying to be a good friend, but sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you're like, I wish you shut the fuck up at this moment, or I wish you been faster with how you with this kind of yapping. But I guess always be aware that probably I can be on the other end. Somebody wanted to shut the fuck up. So I have to remind myself, why did I choose to draw teeth again? How am I in the same situation when I don't know how to draw teeth? So always remember that I always have to remember that I'm also on the receiving end of probably somebody wanting me to shut the fuck up. Because at the core, I'm such a nerd. Like, I'm a big nerd. So I speak a lot of. I want to always talk about cinema, comic books, anime, and the writing side, which is since why I'm making a comic book, because I really enjoy the writing side. And I think a lot of people will want me to shut the fuck up because like the biggest difference is I don't quite consume in the same way, and I always have my writing brain turned on. I wish sometimes to turn it off, but most of the times it's on. So I don't necessarily I enjoy them. I don't enjoy some movies on a bigger scale, and I enjoy them others. I can appreciate it more. And sometimes I wish I could just turn my brain off. There is a little training that is being done for that. Like K-pop Demon Hunter, actually I think is a great movie. So I toned down the that side from the brain and be like, yep, there are great movies that you can just enjoy and not overanalyze and overthink them. Some things are like hard to disengage. I remember I had this going on when I started programming, and now I have this with the drawing side. When I started programming, every time that I saw a website, I was like, huh, wonder how that's been done. Also, huh, wonder if I can do that in that specific way. Now that this side has been turned off little by little, and it's great. It's more relaxing. But the other side, like the drawing, last Saturday, we were home and I've written for like hours at the end. My GF, I drew hours in. My GF have written hours on end. And when we were out, I was like scanning the way. So we were going to the center and I was scanning everything like, huh, wonder how I draw that. Huh, wonder how I draw that. And at some point I just stopped myself and what the fuck are you talking about? Bro, chill. It's a stroll. Focus. Be on the moment. Don't draw. Don't think about drawing. Used to think that Kim Jong Ji was crazy about drawing in his head, but at some point it becomes quite a lot technical. There's quite a lot of technicality that gets involved. So it's very easy to start mapping shit, and in your head it then becomes a mess because you're out there like, yeah, I want to enjoy this, but I also want to draw that. Like I also wonder, how can I describe this? Oh, the face is looking solid. Face is looking great. You can move to the shirt, get the outline kind. Like that's the fact that I'm trying to maximize, and I think I've noticed I've lost since college, I think. Like, that's the last time that I remember it being like experience being a lot more enjoyable and much more present. I think that these days often I find myself actually scratch that. It was always on some level I was always on some level a little missing out on what's actually in front of me, but I became more aware of it as I grew older, as of lately. And I wish to always be inside the experience. it really helps me enjoy maybe stuff that not necessarily would have enjoyed, but I've enjoyed less if I wasn't 100% out there. So everybody got a bounce. Got to meet you though. Great art. I'll be back. And I will be waiting. You'll find me most days here. Have a nice day. Survive to work. Survive, brother. Been a pleasure. So yeah, the experience part. Since I've discovered that there is, like, you can actively enjoy some stuff. You can actively work your way into enjoying your experiences and your days. I've always want to remind myself that I'm here at this moment, and I should take this moment to just be present in it. Can't tell you why. The only reason that I think that wasn't the case at other points is simply the fact that I believe I always thought that other people made, like, other people are doing something that is more enjoyable and cooler and better than what I do. Sounds stupid, and it probably in some level is, or maybe not stupid, but ignorant is still a hard word. Guess I would say it sounds childish. Childish sounds like an appropriate word. It sounds childish. Then again, 16, 17, like even to 20, there's a lot of childish sides that are still present. So, I mean, sounds childish because I wasn't paying taxes, so I wasn't a full adult. I was like more like can drink kind of dude. Like, I was getting into, yes, I can drink. That's a new upgrade. Which is funny because as I was able to drink without having to hide it or without needing to go in shady places to buy alcohol, to buy very bad alcohol, it actually stopped mattering. Like, I don't drink that much now. Certainly not in the house, but even besides it not being in house, like the occasional beer and stuff, but even in the outside, I'm not that motivated into drinking, which is a good thing. At the end of the day, I do a lot of sports, so it's kind of self-defeating to do sports and then drink on top of that. But once it lost its edge, kind of works to lose the edge of things. Like, I think some people drink not necessarily even because they want to, but sometimes it's just that's some things that people told me I shouldn't and I will do. Now, thankfully, it wasn't really my case anytime. My mother was very understanding because she caught out on the idea that, yeah, you can tell a teenager what not to do, and the chances that they won't do it are very slim. If they won't do it, the biggest problem now becomes that, like, you lose some grit, I think, when you don't, like, break a little the rules. Not a lot, but just a little. Not following it to the T, because a much better skill that you can acquire is to understand what rules can you break and how much can you break based on the situation. Because really, most things aren't black and white, so most of the times a little bending is A, necessary, B, helps you out a bit in some times. Like it's a great, I would personally think that's a great thing to understand when some ideas need to be broken. Because like sometimes your boss or you should be get something going, and if you follow the protocol to the T, that thing won't happen. So that's a place when you go. Like I don't know, presenting a non-working demo. Like technically speaking, that's bad. You shouldn't be doing that. Practically speaking, what you gonna do? Practically speaking, sometimes you're going to present a shitty not working demo. So sometimes it's more than appropriate. I guess the way that you can, I'm gonna cross hatchet. I think that the way that that works is simply by understanding the concept and the clues. Okay, this works better as a distinction. Like understanding the cues. Not every time should be like that. Should understand. Should read the room, read the cues. Be appropriate. Now, thankfully, I didn't had to hide so much from my mom, nor I did really want to because we worked out most of our issues always openly. That's thankfully her doing. She was always very open about to discuss. She was always very fun to explain, to talk it out and really try her best to matter some kind of an explanation. And I was rarely punished for something that I didn't. Like, if I was an idiot, she would punish me, but it was a rare instance. I tried my best to not be an idiot, and it never felt undeserved. I think that strengthened our bonds because I understood that if I was an idiot, she would go to my ass. But if I wasn't an idiot, basically my freedom was close to unlimited. And tell you what, that's a very, like, was mostly budget tight. And tell you what, that was a very good deal. I would make that deal. Going back into the past, I would again. Because the thing is, freedom is one cool thing. You don't have much of it as an adult. So thankfully, I was a beneficiary of it. I was a beneficiary when I was a kid. And now I have to kind of build my freedom, as most adults do, because naturally we have to. That's fine. So thanks and big props to my mom for being understanding and very present, understanding, not wanting it to, didn't want to pry too much. I remind myself to often be there for to show some kind of appreciation for her. Appreciation is something that I've learned as of not too long ago, which is sound like a dick, but probably maybe I'm selling the wrong way. Showing appreciation, like you can appreciate somebody, but they might not know that you appreciate them. So it's the same as really not appreciating anybody. And sometimes reminding myself to show, to say a good word that I thought, to show appreciation is very powerful, because sometimes people just don't know that they're being appreciated. You don't really want to have that on you. I don't really want people to feel like I don't understand that they're being great at this moment. I don't like when I feel that way, and that's 1000 even percent more true to anybody else. So be good, show that you see, that you appreciate what's being done. Show appreciation to the ones that deserve it, to one that you know that they're doing a great job. Because like that really doesn't cost that much. So showing, just being there a little bit is really going to work out great for you and for your family and for the ones around. Just make interactions better. So, as anticipated, didn't get that far. Too bad. It will be finished tomorrow. Tomorrow I could drop like a double kill, like a quick double. But I'm out of time, 1 hour in, time to move on. I'd see you tomorrow. No raids because I have no time. Actually, if somebody that I follow is online, I can raid them and tell it's a raid and dash. Tab days. Okay, no, this is developers, so not really. Yeah, I don't have time for that. No raids today. See you tomorrow morning. Stopping YouTube. Stopping Twitch.